So, there's this article in which I really agree with Rian Johnson 100%, but there's a problem. Let's take a look. Rian Johnson says fans want to be surprised and simply catering to them is a mistake. And you know what? He's absolutely right. That's true. They want to be surprised, and you can't cater to fans. You have to take risks, and you have to try new things. But the big issue is Rian Johnson took the wrong risks with the wrong characters. We don't want to see you take crazy risks with characters that we've loved our whole lives and then no risks with your new characters. That was the whole problem. But in essence, in the right context, yes, we agree. And is he possibly taking a stab at the Rise of Skywalker? A little bit. Maybe. We'll see. Little back and forth here. JJ, Ryan, little, indirect jokes at each other. Things like that. That's what's a hot mess about this bullcrap with these new Star Wars movies. But let's read what he said. I think approaching any creative process with making fandoms happy would be a mistake that would lead to probably the exact opposite result. Well, he got the exact opposite result with taking those risks. They were wrong risks, but alright, here we go. Even my experience as a fan, if I'm coming into something, even if it's something that I think I want, if I see exactly what I think I want on the screen, it's like, oh, okay, it might make me smile and make me feel neutral about the thing, and I won't really think about it afterwards, but that's not really going to satisfy me. Well, here's a problem. I think it would actually really, really satisfy us if he did do something a lot more safe with Luke's character, especially, and Yoda's character, especially. Because here's the thing, we're not always wanting some great experimentation with long-term established characters and their personalities, because it usually feels off. It doesn't make sense when you try things like that. What we want to see are risks with Rey, with Poe, with Finn. He took one with Snoke, and to be honest, it probably wasn't the worst thing, but there was so much crap around it that went wrong, it didn't work in the mix. So, there were some risks taken with him, but like I said, we really needed the risk with Rey, or Rose, or something like that, with the newbies, the new characters. I want to be shocked, I want to be surprised, I want to be thrown off guard, I want to have things recontextualized. I want to be challenged as a fan when I sit down in a theater. What I'm aiming for every time I sit down in a theater is to have the experience I had with Empire Strikes Back, something that's emotionally resonant and feels like it connects up and makes sense and really gets to the heart of what this thing is in a way that I never could have seen coming. Well, that's just the goddamn thing. You said makes sense. And that's exactly it. It's got to make sense. And with Luke, it didn't make sense. So, like I said, theoretically, he's got a pretty good point. And now, we're going to see all this round and round circus of him trying to indirectly defend himself without, directly saying things about the Rise of Skywalker. Yeah, can I say directly one more time again? Alright, so the thing is, if you end up liking The Last Jedi better than The Rise of Skywalker, you have to admit The Rise of Skywalker still ruins the saga in a worse way, because now we have Rey killing Palpatine, which is batshit ridiculous, more ridiculous even than what's going on with Luke. So the thing with Luke might irritate you more, to this day, but, logically, The Rise of Skywalker is actually worse. It also deletes 3PO's memory, which is more of a big deal than I think some people are realizing. They want to kill the past, and they don't want that droid's memory, which is the entire saga, available anymore. They want it gone. I gotta make a video on that one day if I could squeeze out enough content, but the point is, that's pretty damn bad too, and people are underestimating that, I think. We're gonna have to think on that harder. Anyway, you guys, let me know what you think about this down below. And this is from the Mary Sue, and, I check up on them at least every, day or two, just to see if there's something I can debunk, and once in a while they have a neutral article that's ahead of the curve that I use, and this thing's pretty interesting. Let's see what they say. It's always a little weird. I think fans should be listened to when they have good faith arguments and are talking about having diversity, of course, but at the same time, I do think that not every fanboy should be behind the camera of their favorite franchise. This isn't just like any franchise. This is like a long-term franchise. I keep saying on and on that people have really let into their lives and shaped their lives. It's not just like some experimental franchise that some fanboy blah blah blah. It's really a special franchise that these people just don't effing realize. To love anything, I believe that you should want to improve it, to play with concepts, and have a healthy amount of criticism around it. Fans are not always right. Critics are not always right. Also, this is Star Wars, a franchise that has meant so much to both that it's almost impossible to not come in with some biases. Anyway, like I said, they've always got like these weird mixed messages, but figured see what they had to say on that. Alright, to wrap this thing up full circle, I do agree with Rian Johnson on this, but not in the context of The Last Jedi. That's the problem. In the context of Game of Thrones, it worked great. Especially the first 4 seasons. Even 5 and 6 had its moments of surprise. You know, they did it right, and that showed, yes, we want to be shocked, we want to be off guard, absolutely. But when character arcs get crazy, like with Daenerys, where it's just like too unbelievable, and you're caught too off guard, and it's too overboard, it doesn't work. That's the problem. But of course his statement's just gonna make sense with itself, so to speak. Alright, I'm doing shoutouts, special thanks, things like that. I'm gonna link a video at the back of this in the end. Click on that. It's about me and why I haven't seen Rise of Skywalker yet and why I'm not seeing it in the theater. Subscribe, and I mess up at the end. That's okay, that's okay. No edits. Let's be a little more real here, not like the perfect stuff. You get it. See you next time.